The gaming industry of today is not doing so well in taking some not so pleasant, unnecessary downgrades from left and right. However, that's where I come in.
Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge, and today I want to go ahead and talk to you about retro gaming. And I know some people want to go to the retro gaming route, and however, video game collecting can be pretty much way more pricier than ever. And of course, not everybody has access to a nearby mom and pop retro game shop that's going to offer the modern console games alongside the old games that's going to stem from NES to Nintendo 64 to PlayStation, Dreamcast, and then to PlayStation 2, Xbox 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox 3. I think you get the idea. Okay, yeah, we get the idea. However, if we're going to be talking about stuff like Evercade or those plug-and-play consoles, we will have that separate in another video, but right now I want to talk about the easiest way you want to go about playing your favorite retro games. And your easiest way is basically already on your modern day consoles. That's right, your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Nintendo Switch. And yes, even your potato-ass PC, I will get to that later. Do you have a gaming PC or is your PC potato as hell? Because I want to get this out of the way, I want to get this off my chest. There's especially a website called GOG.com, and that stands for Good Old Games, and how that works is that this website is a storefront that is dedicated to selling you classic retro PC games from left and right. And yes, I did manage to go ahead and check out. They even have Silent Hill for the Room. But however, there's already on Steam games that are going to be very potato friendly, especially visual novels to your favorite compilation collections, such as your Castlevania Advanced Collection. Don't worry, the GBA trilogy is going to be good enough for your potato-ass PC. But anyway, if you have a PlayStation 4, you're good to go. If you have an Xbox One, you're good to go. Okay? Don't worry about rushing out to get a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series. Because here, I'm going to go ahead and let you know on a bunch of stuff that's about to be going down on your modern consoles. Now, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the stuff I got a hold of on my Switch, and of course the stuff that I have booted up or installed on my Xbox 360. And yes, the Xbox 360 is updated with a feature that will tell you something, which I will get to that later in the video. So here we go. Let's go ahead and walk you through the two systems. Okay, now the easiest way of going about in terms of retro gaming is basically going to be already included on your modern day console that you have. Whether it's Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, probably Steam, via Good Old Games, especially via Good Old Games. But we'll open up the Switch and walk you through on examples of retro re-releases, remasters, and remakes. Alright. So, what we have here, I'll get to that later. Now, Hamster has something called the Arcade Archives. Now, how this works is that Hamster gets a hold of the arcade classics and gets them re-released onto modern consoles. Now, what they did is that, yes, they brought in arcade versions of games, meaning you're going to get an arcade version of Burger Time, Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers. And then there's that arcade versus Super Mario Brothers thing. Sunset Riders, Soldom, those are going to be all arcade versions. Oh, wait. Now, what I do want to go ahead and bring up is they also have a separate label called the ACA Neo Geo. It's Arcade Archives, but however, it focuses more on the Neo Geo arcade board. Well, actually, the Neo Geo systems. So there's going to be like arcade versions of Neo Geo games. So, yes, Those are going to be your thing. Even Samurai Showdown 5 Special, Garo Mark of the Wolves, Alpha Mission 2, Magician Lord, Magical Drop 3, Money Puzzle Exchanger, all that. So those are going to be... Now, there are retro release lineups. Okay. We could go ahead and call Burger Time Party a sequel. Now, there's also a thing called Compilation Discs or Compilation Collection Games. And one example of this is basically a Capcom beat-em-up bundle. There's going to be your side-scrolling beat-em, not the fighting games. Leave out the fighting games. Now, this one's going to give you arcade versions of beat-em-up games. The Castlevania Anniversary Collection is going to give you a bunch of stuff. And there's the Castlevania Advanced Collection that's going to give you the Castlevania GBA Trilogy. Okay, now, examples of remasters. That is a 3DS remastered. Code of Princess EX. Now, that is Code of Princess EX. Oh, here comes another retro compilation. Darius Cosmic Collection. And now, let's go ahead and segue back to our remasters. We got Code of Princess EX, and we also got G Darius HD. Those are remastered versions of games. And I will say the same thing for Escalada 2. Now, on to the remakes. Oh, yes. There's No More Heroes 1 and 2. That I heard it came out on Steam. Oh, yes. Panzer Dragoon Remake. Those are going to be... Now, remakes are also your biggest thing. Now, remakes are going to be like spot for spot. Very much spot for spot most of the time. Going forward, I seem to notice that a whole lot. So, remakes like that, those are your easiest to go to. Now, your remasters and your re-releases. Oh yeah, I do want to go through the Sega Ages. So let's see. I'll get to that later. Now, Sega Ages, let's go check that out. Ah, yeah, Sega Ages Virtual Racing, Sega Ages. Those are all going to be your... I was going to say arcade version. I wouldn't say arcade version of that. I think it could be either like... never mind. But yeah, there's the Sega Ages stuff. Sega Ages, Ichi.R... No, those are mostly arcade versions. Yeah. Okay, so Sega Ages, Ichi.R, Sega Ages Outrun, Sega Ages Puyo Puyo, Puyo Puyo 2, and Sega Ages Virtual Racing are the ones that I got a hold of. That's going to be something. That's an example of like a collection of retro re-releases. By the way, got to get into those. So yeah. So those... Yeah, oh, wait a minute. There's the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Oh, wow. And that's the remaster for Shining Resonance. And, oh, yes, your Super Nintendo lineup on your eShop. If you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership, you'll get access to your Super Nintendo games included in that software for free. And the same would be said for that. So that's your easiest routes to go to. Now, for PlayStation, there's PlayStation 2 Classics, but only a few of those got released on PlayStation 4. Now, I did review Samurai Showdown 6. That released as a PS2 Classic on PlayStation 4. And I think whatever runs on PlayStation 4 is going to run on PlayStation 5, except like a few games. So I will go ahead and bring up... I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Bring up the store page for Samurai Showdown 6. And I will go ahead. Let's see. Okay, perfect. PlayStation Store. Now, let's see if we can... It's going to run on PlayStation 4. But my question here is, what about PlayStation 5? I mean, the backwards compatibility is going back to PlayStation 5. So, let's see if we can get Samurai Showdown. Okay, that's going to be... Now, that's 2000... What's going on here? PlayStation 5... Okay, it's also gonna... there's PlayStation 4 backwards compatibility, but they're really getting really vague. Sony's getting really vague, but Sony is getting really vague right now. It's not even funny. But anyway, I'll go ahead and do some further investigation into that and figure something out in the later in the video, so yeah. What the heck? What the heck, Sony? Why are you looking to make things complicating? Now, Xbox Series backwards compatibility compared to PlayStation 5. I'll boot up the X. Okay, now this is the fun part. Oh, hold on. Okay, now this is the fun part where I go ahead and bring up my Xbox 360. Hold on. Okay, now this is the part where I bring up my Xbox 360. So, here we go. Now, there is supposed to be a final batch of games that were pretty much added to the backwards compatibility list. And of course, after that, that's just it. Microsoft couldn't do anymore due to legal complications. They tried to say technical as well, but nah, it wouldn't surprise me if we see legal related stuff most of the time. But yeah, now those are the games that are probably not going to make the final cut unless they get remastered or get ported over. So yeah. Now, what's going to come and running on a Xbox One or Xbox Series is going to be beautiful Katamari. Now, do you see a wonderful little icon below the name of the game? Yes, you see a plus in Xbox One. What does that mean? It's going to be forwards compatible with Xbox One, and of course, anything that runs on Xbox One is going to run on Xbox Series. So, if it runs on Xbox One, it's going to run on the Series. And of course, there's Dead or Alive 4. Now, also Dead or Alive 3, and also Dead or Alive Ultimate. So, yes, Dead or Alive Ultimate 1 and 2. That's Dead or Alive 3 and Dead or Alive 4. That's going to be forwards compatible on Xbox One and Series. Now, same thing can be said for Guardian Heroes. Guwange, it is a very unique shoot-'em-up by Cave. And of course, Panzer Dragoon Orta, even though it doesn't say it'll run forwards on Xbox Series. It's complicating. It is what it is. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Radiant Silvergun. If you haven't played that game before, then guess what? You could run that game on Xbox Series. Go play it. It's fun. Anyway, Rumble Roses Double X. That's going to be Xbox One, Xbox Series. Soul Calibur, oh yes, Xbox Series owners, Xbox One owners, you're going to get more Soul Calibur, you're going to get more Tekken, you're going to get more Virtua Fighter. Oh wow, you're going to get more Sega classics, man. Hell, you're even getting Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, which is going to have that one song that you get when you beat Doral, which, why the hell did people leave that song out? I don't know why. I mean, for crying out loud. So yeah, more Tekken, more Soul Calibur, more Dead or Alive. You even also get Rumble Roses Double X, so that's pretty great. And those are the examples of games that are backwards compatible. So, here you go. And yes, the backwards compatibility on Xbox is going to be from Xbox Classic to... oh, wow. I think you get the idea. It's going to come from Xbox Classic to Xbox 360 to Xbox One. Alright, let's get round and going. Okay, now I went ahead and do some more investigating, and Sony's way of kind of like saying what game's going to be forwards compatible on PlayStation 5 is pretty much vague. Now, they do have a list of games that are not going to run on PlayStation 5, and those are 6 games, and out of the 6 games I am seeing, I don't see any of the PlayStation 2 classics on them. So, like I said, I did check with Wild Arms 3, and I did find something out about it, and I did find something out about Samurai Showdown 6. And neither of those two PS2 games I just mentioned were not out of the 6 games that were not going to be playable on PlayStation 5. So I think we might have better results. So here you go. Whether it's backwards compatibility or Hamster's Arcade Archive, Sega Ages, or you have compilation collection games such as the Castlevania collections and the upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection and so forth. You have your remasters, you have your remakes that are specially spot for spot, like Panzer Dragoon Remake. So here you go. It's already on your console the entire time, and yeah, feel free to go to town because they're definitely worth it. Anyway, with that totally said, that is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next... Actually, hold on. Before I exit, now keep in mind that I will be doing anything else in the retro gaming route. Other things, other stuff in the retro gaming route in separate videos. So do keep in mind about that. Also, I am taking a look at classic games and modern games, and I will be talking about them in later videos, so be in mind about that. Anyway, now let's get right on going. Now, that is all that I gotta say, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. This is nothing but a video product made by a fellow gamer man. Ayo!